Dang patient. We've been
I
sitting here
know.
chit-chatting in front of this screen without broadcasting for at least 15 minutes. But
How are
that's what
you
happens.
guys?
That's what happens. It's my mama. It's my mama. I'm talking to my mama. What do you want from me,
That's
huh?
right.
What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Get on out of that waiting room, folks. Chandra has laid out a spread for everybody as always. So get the donut holes and the bagels and the little personal pan pizzas that Chandra has
Personal pan
brought.
pizzas.
Climb on in the elevator, folks. There's a Dr. Pepper with your name on it, Mama.
Oh, good.
Because my
Yeah,
mama
yeah.
could drink about 15 Dr. Peppers.
I do have my Dr. Diet Thunder.
Oh, gosh. Climb on into the elevator, folks. We're going to go all the way up to the 10th floor. We're going to talk about this week's General Hospital.
Yes.
Hey, what a big week. All right, let's just dive right into it. The reveal of the year. The shocker of the century.
What's the reveal of the year, Matt?
The shocker of the century. The thing that nobody ever saw coming. We never even speculated for a moment that this could be true. But Sasha is Holly's daughter. What?
Like
What?
mother. So, and then what's so weird about it to me is Holly's been run through Port Charles a couple of times with Sasha there.
Well, they just don't.
But I guess she's such a crappy mom.
And she's just like, I'm not even gonna go say hi. Who's that?
No, it's like,
I don't know.
If I wait enough time, she'll go on to her next caper, her next con, and be out of here.
Right.
And as it turns out, I guess, when Sasha first came to town, she was with, Valentine, in cahoots with Valentine.
Pulling off a con.
And I guess the only thing that Holly ever provided for Sasha was a con semester of education.
Yeah, right. Con school. Jason went to killing school. Sasha went to con school.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
I don't know. I don't, it's a soap opera. I don't care.
Yeah.
They want to rewrite it, go ahead.
Right.
But this does require some rewriting.
I mean, to a little bit. I mean, a smidgen. So what? The only thing that they need to do in order to make this make perfect sense, in my opinion, and before I share what that is, first things first, I skipped a key portion of the greeting and the hello, because we're not alone in the elevator. We're not alone on the 10th floor.
No.
We got Chandra here. Sindis, hello. Quentin Quebec. Quit. I forget how to spell it. It ain't Quebec. Hi. Sindis. Melissa's here. Hello, Melissa. Who else we got? Sandra. Hello, Sandra and Rochelle. Sandra and Rochelle have joined us all the way up here on the 10th floor, where Elizabeth is just taking care of business. She's so good at her job.
Isn't she,
just
though?
Left and right. Who else? I mean, the chat has been popping off. There's so much to scroll through. Kelly. Hello, Kelly. Michelle. I'm getting more. Okay, that's it. That's the end of the list. Hello, everybody. Hello. All the way up to the 10th floor. And Stephanie. Oh my gosh. All right.
Good evening.
And good night. Thanks for joining us. The elevator's still, we're not near capacity, folks. Climb on in. Everybody. There's room for more. 10th
Get
floor.
on the elevator.
Exit the elevator. You look to the left. Elizabeth's having a conversation, because she always does. She works in the hospital. She's just the great lead-in. You look to the right and you can see TJ and Molly saying, you know what? It is Ava's fault. But back to Sasha. The only thing that they need to do is to just say that Sasha is a liar. She's just been lying about things this whole time, about her life, her past, all of these things that she learned from her dad, all of these multiple sets of skills that she always attributed to, well, I worked on cards with my dad, I like to cook with my dad, all of this dad stuff was just her covering skills that she learned while living the con life. So for me, all they have to do to fix this is to just say that she's been lying. Simply.
Yeah. Just, revisit her past. Right?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Now, people are way less bothered by Holly being Sasha's mom than potentially who her father may be.
Yeah, Robert didn't even seem surprised.
So here's the thing. I don't think he really believes it until the paternity test comes through.
Uh-huh.
Because she's like, listen, I don't care what Holly has to say. You're not my dad. And he's like, oh, Holly's doing something again, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, who's Holly to you? She's my mom. Okay. And then he's just like, well, this is Holly.
Mm-hmm.
She always
Yeah.
blows into town with some sort of secret I didn't know before.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be shocked and surprised myself as a viewer if we didn't find out that he has been being so nice to Holly to find out what it is she's up to.
Maybe. But Holly was at the office on Friday. I've got
Indeed.
something to tell you.
Is it that Sasha's my daughter? Right? Yes. So the paternity test will come through. They're using the WSB wisely. They didn't send it to General Hospital.
Right.
They're like, listen, we're on a soap opera. We can't send this to the hospital. Okay, we got to send it to the secret agency. And yeah,
do you think that Robert's going to indeed wind up being her father?
I think that Robert is going to wind up indeed being her father. Yes, because I think that we're seeing a little bit of a revitalization of some families that have atrophied. I think that we were bringing in more Scorpios, you know. I think that we're kind of, you know, we built up the Quartermain house quite a bit. You know, the Cassidines are going away, but the Spencers are coming out from the ground, you know? So I think that yeah, she's going to wind up being Robert and Holly's kid for a couple of reasons. One, they don't got one.
Yeah.
Two, more Scorpios. Three, another dynamic. Four, maybe she'll be more adventurous and get into some capers and have different personality traits or something. I don't know.
Maybe. The only reason why I don't necessarily want her to be a Scorpio is because I want her to be with Cody.
Yeah, I mean, they're nice together, but...
They're nice together.
But I think that Cody's going to wind up moving to a horse ranch.
It's a good thing they didn't show them. I don't know. I don't know if this was part of the writing from the beginning or like, you know, a switcheroo in the middle of the, who knows if this was, you know, part of the story from the get-go. But it's a good thing they didn't show Cody and Sasha in the bed.
I think that this has this has been in the works because they knew that they were going to bring Holly back at the same time as Lucky. And so they've been working on a Lucky thing for a minute. You know, it's not like they're like, oh, hey, Jonathan Jackson. And then like 3 days later, they spit out story, you know, like they work on it. And I would say that, yeah, you know, they hadn't gotten to a point in which Sasha and Cody had really like done it because they kept on getting interrupted by the kids for the comedy. And they might have used that as a way to say, well, they never really consummated their relationship yet.
But they've been kissing cousins.
And listen, folks, relax. Relax.
Well, really, though, you know, in a portion of the world, it is quite common and normal to marry your first cousin.
For centuries and centuries and centuries, humankind did this. This isn't defending it. This isn't saying that you should. But I'm saying, relax. They didn't even know, okay?
The
show is not making a statement or giving it permission.
No. But if indeed they're both Scorpios, they will not have them have that kind of relationship going forward.
Absolutely.
But I'm just saying, though, it's in a lot of the world, and a lot of the world, and in some of the United States, I don't think that is viewed as incestuous.
Right. You know, it's just point of view.
I don't think it's viewed that way in a lot of different places. It's not viewed that way at all.
I have no clue. I can't substantiate that or deny it. But
This is the freaky thing for me,
what's
though.
that,
If it
Mama?
were me, there's no way I'm gonna marry somebody that I share a grandma with.
Absolutely not.
No
Absolutely
way.
not. But Melissa says, you heard it here, folks. Matt's his own grandpa. Don't make me sing. Don't make me sing. Don't make me sing. James is going to be so confused, Melissa says. Well, it's true. He's going to be like, so your girlfriend's also my... I don't understand. And then he's going to just run out of the stable.
Right?
Honestly, I think Cody's on his way out. I think Cody's going to wind up with Serenity, and I think he's going to move.
You think that Josh Kelly's hitting the road?
I do. I think that this is their out. This horse ranch thing came up. It's not in Port Charles. It's been his dream to do this miraculous good thing. That's totally
Right.
in line with him moving forward with a positive future that isn't filled with desperation and so on and so forth.
And it would be a way for them to with no big drama break up.
Yeah, there wouldn't be a big... I mean, it would just... Well, now we just can't. Now it's just icky.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what a bummer. And here's my dream. Here's my thing. I don't really have an anchor import, and Max here. Cool. But I mean, Horse Ranch, Serenity, the place that I grew up. Am I going to not take an opportunity to do this thing that's been in my heart and my mind for so long to stay in Port Charles? I feel like this is Cody's out.
Well, it could be Cody's out, and it could be time to break that ice princess out of that drawer and say, here you go, son, here's the money.
Yeah, that's brilliant, Ma. Actually, yeah. Heck yeah, that's the thing. Melissa says that Serenity used to be a set on GH. I don't know anything about that, but that doesn't mean that
It was a long, long time ago, but yeah.
But it's not in Port Charles though. It's somewhere else, right? Because he hasn't been in Port Charles this whole time. I just didn't know any, right? He came here from somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't think it's supposed to be super far away either, though.
Well, it's far enough for him to not be on the show anymore and to come back for Christmas.
Well, okay. That's okay. But I don't want Sasha to leave.
Mm-hmm. No. She's not going anywhere. She's going to stay in Port Charles and no longer be appropriate for the cook because Trace is going to be like, you're a what now and a who?
Mm-hmm.
She really treats Sasha like the help.
Yeah, she does.
Because I guess from Tracy's point of view, she is.
Yeah.
Just not from our point of view.
Yeah. When she treats Cody kind of like the help too, but she just doesn't have the Tracy's venom is not in every word toward him. But
so Stephanie doesn't want either actor to leave. And, I've always been a Cody fan. I really like Josh Kelly. I like the energy that he brings to the show. But when it comes down to it, he isn't, like, without a relationship with Sasha, he literally really doesn't have anything other than a friendship with Tracy. And the friendship that he has with her isn't the same. I don't get the same enjoyment from it like I did with Tracy and Gregory.
Mm-hmm.
I think they might have been trying to, like, capture some of that same energy there. Mm-hmm. But it's not working for me as well as it did with Gregory.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. I think the thing with Gregory was just so much more believable because Gregory was, a man of closer her age.
Mm-hmm.
So the friendship just seemed more genuine.
Yeah. Where
Cody seems like almost like a grandson.
Right? He's like, okay, Grandma.
Uh-huh.
I'm the good adult grandson that's maintained a relationship with you, and I'm trying real hard to make you not so crotchety.
Yeah, and I gotta go speak to Brooklyn where we can, still love you because you're so rotten.
Yeah. Hello, Cheryl, moderator Cheryl. Cheryl hopes that Sasha didn't get pregnant from Cody. I don't think that they ever did it, so I don't think that there's any risk there.
No, you know what? They never showed any kind of, any kind of love scene between them in that way.
No.
They never showed. The closest thing they came to that was, didn't they show James see Sasha come out of Cody's room?
There was, he walked in on some canoodling or something. They're upstairs
Yes.
taking a nap. Oh, maybe we should leave them alone. Like, there's been some like suggestions, but nothing that the show couldn't take 2 steps away from and say, oh, well, it never
No,
really happened.
we never got that, sheet up underneath the armpits of Sasha.
Right? Yeah, there was never
We
a
never
morning
got that
after
scene.
scene or anything like that. So yeah, no, not at all, not at all. So it'd be very easy for them to say that it just was always interrupted. It never got there. We just
It would
enjoyed
be,
the heavy
you know
petting. I
how
don't
I
know.
always said that Cody has this boyish charm?
Yeah.
You know? It would be funny if he was like, well, I'm glad we never did.
Oh, no, I mean, so it's even better as a release point for Cody if Serenity is local, because then he could maintain a relationship with Mac and the Scorpios. He's just not in the city of Port Charles anymore, which is a thing. People live
Now,
hours away.
I would be so sad for little James, though. I mean, he's his little cowpoke.
Well, James will have other friends,
Cody and
other
James,
mentors.
they're so sweet together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming, Matt. I was like,
Sure, no.
what in the world?
What are you doing here, Mother?
And they kept, and General Hospital does a good job sometimes of keeping those storylines under wraps.
Yeah, I didn't see a sneak, a suspicion, a rumor, a rumbling, or anything at all about this one.
No, me either.
I don't think. Given the reaction from Twitterland, I would say that most people didn't know that this was coming.
Yeah, there was no spoilers out there, huh?
No, I think that they were able to keep this one under wraps.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
awesome.
It was interesting.
I love being surprised.
We'll see what happens next week.
ABC needs another soap called Serenity, says Michelle. Well, maybe this is it. The big spin-off where Josh Kelly and Cody are the center focus, the central leading man.
There is a franchise of pot shops in the U.S. called Serenity.
Well, that's also in Cody's future. I can see that.
There's a Serenity in Lathrop, a couple miles from my house.
Oh, well, here we go. Kelly coming always with the details. I love it. Cody did say that if he got Serenity, he could still give James lessons. So yeah, I think
it's supposed to be like the outskirts of town.
Yeah, like a couple hours out.
The Davis house.
House. Just out there, couple hours. Almost
to the Pine Barrens.
Far enough, like I continue to say, to not be on the show anymore. I just see it. That's for me though. I'm not writing it, and I have no idea what his deal is.
No.
So I'm just talking. I've got no clue.
We are not privy to those things. We just spin it and talk about it.
Indeed.
So what do you think about them crazy Davis girls?
Fighting and bickering with each other moments before Sam dies.
I mean, they can't. Those two. Honestly, though, I was thinking when I was like, gosh, those two girls can't get along for 5 freaking minutes.
No, they can't.
They can't get along for 5 minutes. They got sniping at each other right away. I do think that when Sam does indeed die in the next couple of weeks, those two girls will make up.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be the unifying force.
It is going to be the thing. And I saw Sam's little face too. When the two girls start sniping at each other and Sam's she was just so disappointed, I just can't with you two. You could just read her face. Fight. I just can't with you two. You two just shut the hell up.
And then she leaves.
Yep.
Oh, goodness gracious. So Molly and Christina, they will find themselves now unified in their hatred for Ava.
Yes.
When Sam kicks the bucket.
They do have a common
enemy.
They have a common enemy. Focus. Yes, they do.
So they'll unify, they'll go, and then it will be proven that it indeed was an accident, that she tripped over Jagger's bag and fell out of the window. There was no shoving. And I don't know what happens from there other than just extreme embarrassment on their part of this truly indeed being just a tragic accident caused by the fact that Christina was up there to begin with. That's the cause. No accident would have happened if she wasn't
They're
upstairs.
never going to stop fighting if they don't stop calling the baby Irene and Adela.
Maybe smash the names together, like Irella.
Oh.
Aideen.
Adina.
Aideen. Hey, there you go. How about that? Adina. I love
Adina.
it. I love it. Hello, Del. Hi, Del. I'm Team Molly because so tired of Christina's lie about Ava. Christina, from her point of view, I don't think is lying. I don't think from her perspective and the way she recalls events is telling an untruth. I think she feels as though Ava did push her.
I think she does
She's convinced herself that happened.
Yep.
So.
She has convinced herself of that. And she's forgotten all about the frick that the duffel bag was there.
Yeah. Like she's just jumbled up the memory in her head, and from her point of view, she's not lying at all.
And she was so distraught at the time that she's not going to remember every detail of the room.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely not. And she'll remember, I mean, even if she remembers tripping, she could say, she could even think I tripped over the windowsill.
Exactly.
Not necessarily.
She thinks the momentum of tripping over the duffel was the push.
Yeah, all kinds of different stuff that got jumbled up in that just extreme mind of Christina, because she walked into that Port Charles Grill, Ma, and just was a banshee.
She was pretty out there.
Just you know what I'm thinking? Off her rocker.
I'm thinking that Morgan is not the only child of Sonny's that could use a prescription of some kind.
It's kind of starting to look like that, right? kind of.
Right?
Yeah, she is, they're totally right. Ava and Rick and all of them talking about she's out of control.
Mm-hmm.
She is out of control. Now, this could be, I mean, she was talking to Alexa, I'm a grieving mother. Yeah, maybe there's some postpartum stuff happening in there.
And that Rick is,
he's
a slick Rick, isn't he?
Slick Rick, right?
Slick he's great. Rick. And, he baited Christina big time at that restaurant. And he didn't have to bait her hard. Because she just swallowed that up. She got that hook all the way down into her belly.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yes. And it was like, you did that on purpose.
You're an amazing lawyer, Rick. I picked right. How do you feel, though? Rick, though?
Oh, well, you know what?
About the fact that you're defending the woman that's being accused of killing your granddaughter. Your grandchild. I know that I play Ava Jerome like Eartha Kitt, but.
Well, and Ava's Ava's at the same time going to be looking at him and saying, and this all kind of makes me a little.
I'm jonesing for you, Rick.
Exactly.
I'm feeling randy.
I'm getting around it.
Oh my goodness.
So I see that for Ava and Rick too. I think they're going to start, swapping spit and bumping uglies.
And then Martin Gray's going to walk in and be like, "Oh, this is the wrong time for a meeting," and then close the door. Because I love Martin Gray and I want to see more. Marty. Gimme. Marty, gimme Marty. Give me more Marty.
I'm okay with them rewriting Marty because for one thing, they're rewriting him smart.
I'm happy they talked about it.
As a good lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, so showing why he is a skilled lawyer that was brought in Port Charles. I don't care if they reduced his ex-wife from 5 to 3. Who cares? It's a detail. I really appreciate the fact that they talked about the changes. And they made it all brotherly and sisterly. Like, I really, yes. Jeannie Francis and Michael E. Knight are great together. And it's scenes like that really sell it. Like, that scene was not impactful. It really wasn't anything about other than just talking about the fact that Michael E. Knight is now obviously playing Martin Gray differently.
Yes.
And I
think it was pretty smart of them to actually address it in character.
Yeah, totally. 100%.
Because it is so different.
Mm-hmm.
And every time we see Michael playing Martin, I can't even call him Marty anymore. Every time that we see him, he is methodically just taking the Kentucky out of that voice.
Little by little.
Little by little. And the last scene I saw, I didn't hear it at all.
Yeah.
And I thought we were going to get like the three of them together for a while because Cyrus was there,
Yeah.
but the scene was short.
It was short. It was short. We're leading up to it, though. We're leading up to it because here's the thing. Here's my big question, Ma. The biggest question that I need answered. Okay. All right. I can figure out the whole Sam thing at the end of this, if indeed it is true that this man is up to what it is that they say he's up to. My big question is though, why would he turn off Lulu's ventilator? Why would Cyrus turn off Lulu's ventilator? And I was thinking about it, Mother. I've got an answer. I've got an answer for this.
Okay.
Cyrus didn't. Charlotte did.
You think so?
There's no liver for my mother. I don't want her to just die.
So you think that next week we're going to see Charlotte back in town?
So I think that not next week. Well, maybe next week we'll see Charlotte back in town. Like once Lulu comes back, we'll find out, oh yeah, Charlotte comes back in time, moving back in. Yeah. But we're going to find out 6 months, 8 months, a year from now that Cyrus has taken the blame for Charlotte, who first turned off Lulu's ventilator to let her mother go so she doesn't have to spend weeks dying without a liver.
Yeah.
And then she turns around and kills Sam because Lulu is going to come back and she knows that there's no better love in Lulu's life than Dante Falconieri. Cyrus knows this, he takes the blame, and we find out a while later. That would be an incredible story, I think.
A murderous minor?
Why not? She's old enough now. They could say she's 18. Who cares?
Maybe.
Cheryl, no, Lulu is not dead. So we don't know for sure who it is that if somebody messed with Lulu's ventilator, we don't know if it was just mechanical failure. It seems like someone tampered with it, though.
It seems like someone tampered with it because they've talked about it too many times now. They've talked about it 3 times.
Right, and then in the conversation Isiah was having with someone, I can't recall. It was Elizabeth, maybe? Yeah, it was with Elizabeth. And they're like, listen, man, this is state-of-the-art new tech. What's the chances of it failing? And they're both like, none.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so they're telling us, yes, indeed, it was tampered with. Now, the story you spun, yeah, why not?
Why not?
I think they could write it that since he felt there was just no hope for his niece, as he was releasing her.
Yeah. He was releasing her.
Hope.
Yes, and then we can fast forward to the Cyrus kills Sam to pave the way for Lulu to be reunited with her big true love. I recognize that I'm just swapping out a character with the same motivations, but I just think it would be more interesting for me to find out that Cyrus was covering. Because I think that would better support kind of the Cyrus, this blended, neutral, is he good, is he bad Cyrus that they've written him toward. I think that's a compelling type of character. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a big fun soap revelation to find out a year from now that he's just been covering for the murderer who's a minor. And what do we do from here? What do we do with that? Valentine has to come back to town. Like I think there's just so much fun potential to do something like that.
There is great fun potential. And I don't want Jeff Cover to go anywhere, so.
Yeah. Del J says, I don't want Isiah to be a bad guy because he's so fine, just like Rick, who plays bad in a good way. I guess the other side of the coin, the other theory is that Isiah may have tampered with the ventilator to then rescue Lulu, to then stake a claim in the community, to pave a way to a staff position at General Hospital for something else that's going on. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think Isiah might be sticking around for a minute. I think they've got a definite arc for him.
Mm-hmm. And it involves Jordan.
Yeah.
Isiah has chemistry with Lucas. Maybe that's who he was talking to. Maybe he was talking to Lucas about the chances of a ventilator going down with 0.
Now, he was talking to Lucas for some time.
Yeah. I mean, they're really pushing Lucas back into the story big time. He's become a prominent player, and I think it's going to stay that way for a little while. Yep. I think that he may actually play. Well, so Isiah's specialization is transplant surgery. What?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. This is crazy. Is it possible that we're going to have to utilize Isiah's expertise in the story that's coming up? Is there going to be some trouble of Lulu accepting Sam's liver? And there's very little we can do about it because the donor has passed away? And that's very strange. Isiah, in your experience, has donors just keeled over? Not in my experience. Test her blood. Like,
And I want there to be, I still want there to be a correlation between Isiah and One Life to Live.
the Gannons.
The Gannon
The
name.
Gannons.
Yeah, the Gannon name. And, you know, back to Sasha, she mentioned David Vickers.
She did. So I guess I did a little look up at
And
David
that's
Vickers.
One Life to Live as well.
Yeah, and that's
David
the
Vickers,
dude. That's,
and he's a con.
yeah,
David
so
Vickers is a con.
yeah. So that's the dude that was on Desperate Housewives.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
Tuck Watkins, I think his name is.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, he was on Desperate Housewives. He was part of the gay couple, the gay
Yep.
neighbors. I can't remember their character's name, but it was them.
Next door to Susan.
Next door to Susan. Yeah, they were fun. They were in all seasons and and none of them died. Like, wow,
Yep.
you know, it's maybe because there wasn't a housewife there. I don't know. But they were, yeah. So I remember him from Desperate Housewives very well. And I remember knowing that he was on One Life to Live as well. I think that is cool. I don't think that they intended it to be like David Vickers raised me from the age of 12 to 20. I think that Holly dumped Sasha off and she used David Vickers as an example of one of the times in which Holly's just been like, stay here for a little while. I've got something to do. And then
And
leaves.
it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really make sense that she needs all this money for her grandma from Valentine if Holly would, you know, Holly dumped her off with her mom, her grandma. She didn't really need to con, you know, because she could have said, "Hey, mom, I need help with grandma."
I think it's just what she did.
Yeah.
I think it's just what she was up to, and when she came to Port Charles, you could even say and go back in time a little bit and be like, yeah, she really loved Michael, but the reason why she was originally into Michael was he was loaded.
Yeah, he was a mark.
A bit of a mark, you know, and her tactics weren't necessarily nefarious and evil, and she wasn't planning on killing him or anything like that.
Right.
But cozying up to him, marriage for a couple of years, maybe a kid, divorce, I get some money, you know, like.
Yeah, well, like, you know, usually what they do is when they're satisfied with their con, they just disappear.
Or she just takes off. Yeah, exactly.
They just take off with no explanation. They're just gone.
So, you know, I mean, they could, and then, you know, but she genuinely liked Michael, and then and then her friendship with Willow mattered, and all of these things that they could have in a conversation and have the characters not be tremendously pissed off at her because of the true Sasha that they've all come to know and love over the last several years isn't necessarily the person she spent as 5 minutes when she first came into town.
Well, you know, Port Charles has that effect on people.
Right?
Come to Port Charles and become a decent person.
Yeah.
Sam came in the same way as a con that didn't care about anybody.
Yeah.
When she felt satisfied with her con, she moved on without a word.
Yeah. Yeah. She just disappeared. They weren't like Nell sinking boats.
No, they were just like doodles. Not a word, just gone.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Jeannie met Tuck Watkins once.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool too. I think so neat. That's neat. That's neat. He was
be
very nice.
Cool for him to show up there.
Right? Wouldn't he? He just shows up for a day. But they do
I like
that.
those. I like those times when One Life to Live characters show up for a day.
We had Blair on last year, right?
Sure did.
Yeah.
Sure
did. Yeah.
She played one of Martin's wives.
She did. She is one of Martin's ex-wife. Can't get away from that. That's true. That's true. That's when they had Jackson on.
Yes.
Jackson Montgomery. All my children. Frankly, Erica, I don't give a damn.
That's the
dude. Oh my gosh. Sam only cared about Danny, her brother. I guess that's the only person she cared about before moving to Port Charles.
Yes, her story was kind of similar to Sasha's. Sasha was doing all of her stuff for her grandma, where when Sam rolled into town, she was had a con going all the time because Danny's care was expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
when she first, they did show Danny and have Danny be on the cast for a while, but for a long time he was at some kind of facility being
Mm-hmm.
cared for
Because why?
because he was on the spectrum.
Oh, gotcha. You needed constant supervision.
He was in one of those, adult programs.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, apparently David Vickers was once married to Blair. So look at that. It's all connected in the grand circle of one life to live.
it is.
The circle of one life to
Because Frank
live.
digs the one life to live.
Well, he ran that show for a long time. And you know what? I appreciate the fact that General Hospital continues to be in the universe of all my children's soaps.
I agree. They mentioned Erica Kane a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I'm into it. I mean, I like the fact that Enchantment is one of Deception's competitors. I think that's
Mhm.
that's just neat. As somebody as an ABC network soap family, I like that. I like that. I can
I do too.
understand the other side of the argument. Let's just keep it about GH. But it is about GH.
Eh,
So long as Anna Devane is on General Hospital, you cannot get rid of all my children.
That's true. That's true.
Uh,
Now, but I'm still looking for that day where, David Hayward needs to come to town to save somebody.
David Hayward shows up and he's got Leora in his arms. Hannah, look who I found. Oh my gosh. Speaking of David Hayward, makes me always think of Maxi Jones, because that is just for me the perfect way to bring David Hayward in. Is Maxi's having some some heart issues, and David Hayward's the only man I know. Anna says there's only one man that I know that has the skill to save Maxi now.
Exactly.
Hello, Dr. David Hayward. So anyway, that does make me think of Maxi, and I gotta say, I had the thrill of my life seeing Kirsten Storms in those spaghetti straps. What a look.
Looks good.
What a radiant beauty. And I don't know her at all. I have never met this person, never once said a word in real life to Kirsten Storms, which means I've got no flippin' clue what she's been up to, no flippin' clue what she's been through.
Yeah, well, we have been watching Maxie with a sweater on now for years.
But we have been watching Maxi with a sweater on for years, and we have seen the magnificent transformation in her, which I can only call some sort of victory in her life. And there was nothing more victorious for me than seeing her comfortable enough to wear spaghetti straps.
She had herself a camisole, a spaghetti strappy thing on.
She looks great, says Jeannie, and I agree. Kirsten Storms looks like the Disney princess that she was when she was 12 to me. Like, she really has just, I don't know the right words to say to not sound inauthentic or to sound different than what my intentions are, with these
I have a
statements.
feeling it's a combination of a couple of.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a combination of medically she's better.
Mm-hmm.
Because she has gone through some medical things. She had brain surgery a couple of years ago.
Right, brain surgery. That's all I know. Like, really, when it comes to the struggles of Kirsten Storm's personal life, that is literally the only thing that I know.
Obviously she had, some illness, and I think it's a combination of a healthier body and a happier life.
Yeah, and she just looks so great. She looks great, and I'm uncomfortable saying this because I don't want to paint it as if like I thought that she was an ogre before or anything like that, because I didn't.
No.
I didn't. But I'm happy. I'm happy to see it. It feels like somebody that I watched on television for a long time of my life.
Yeah.
Have a victory, and then I feel the happiness for their victory.
Sure.
So,
yeah,
she has endometriosis.
Hopefully someday, that's one of the we've had an opportunity to meet a few people on General Hospital. She's not been one of them. I'd love to meet her someday.
That would be great. I hope we have a chance sometime. Kirsten Storms, I know you're watching. All right, reach on out to us, 10th Floor GH at Twitter, 10thfloorgh@gmail.com. Let's set up an interview, huh?
Please.
Come on. Oh, goodness gracious. What else should we talk about? We should find Holly could have had an affair with Bo Buchanan. It's just so funny because things like this come up and they're like anything but what the show is telling me. You know, I just feel like I feel like it's Robert. I think that the whole thing is that she's had this secret kid with Robert the whole time, and yeah, I think that it's legit and real, and this is what they're doing.
She tried to explain it away. When she had Sasha, she thought that Robert was
He's
dead.
dead, and then was like, well, he's not dead, but he's got enemies.
Yeah, and now so much time has passed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So she didn't tell anybody that she had more than one child.
No. She just kept it a secret, as a lot of soap characters do. Secret kids galore.
I wanted her to be Luke's kid. I wanted her to be Ethan's twin.
Just Ethan's twin?
Yeah. I want her to be Ethan's twin.
It didn't turn out that way. Unless she's lying.
And the reason why I wanted that was because she could stay with Sasha. She could stay with Cody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd get another Spencer out of it. You know I love all them Spencers. I'd get another Spencer out of it.
Oh, goodness.
And then I thought Lulu could get well, and Sasha and Lulu could Spencer it up real hard. It would be great.
Oh, yeah.
And then sticking, Carly, because she's the professor of all that.
The chat also, mentions Robin. So, this gives Robin a sister. Come on. You can't get wrong with Robin having a sister. And really,
I thought of that too. This gives Robin a sister. And wouldn't it be nice to see Kimberly come back on for just a couple of days? Just for a couple of days.
Oh, she slept with Michael. I guess that doesn't work or something. I don't know. Why wouldn't it work? I'm confused. Whatever. Who cares? Oh, because Michael is Carly, and then Carly's a Spencer, and then the Luke, and then the boom.
So then it would be the whole screwing the cousin thing all over.
Exactly. You just can't get out of it.
See, that's the problem with soaps, though. That's the problem with soaps is you gotta where every time they have a pairing, they've got to take a look at the history and make sure. Because, all the families do this.
Yeah. Because we get so distracted by the Corinthos Quartermain that we forget about the Spencer part. Yeah,
that, you got to, all right, let's make sure they're not really related.
Jeez, like Michael and Spencer Cassadine, they should be like the holy duo of this show where together their bloodlines are just like the mixture of this entire series. Them, and if they get too close to each other in a room, it just, creates a problem.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sasha's only safe with TJ, Melissa. I mean, that's why we needed the Ramirez's. Or was it Ramirez? Yeah, Natalia Ramirez. Yeah, that's why we needed Blaze. That's why we need Eloy. That's why we need Portia's brother.
Yeah.
That's why we've got an Isiah.
Exactly.
And coming soon to a screen near you, Tobias. Yeah, I have no idea. I've got no idea.
You know who we didn't see that much of this week? And probably the least that we've seen since he returned. We didn't see Jason that much.
No. We're going to see a lot of Jason coming soon, though.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be saddled with a kid. Maybe even two.
Oh.
Where's Scout gonna go? Dante? The Quartermains? Jason.
Jason is her...
It's her uncle.
Oh.
It's her uncle.
But Scout is a Quartermain, though. They could just put her in the house.
They could just put her in the house, but that's not interesting.
Because it looks like Violet might be leaving.
Well, she is leaving. She packed a bag and she left.
Yeah.
She left, and then Brooklyn's like, oh man, now I'm sad. I got baby fever.
Yeah.
Because she's pregnant and doesn't realize she's feeling emotional because she's pregnant.
And then she has this she has this
Hi, Cheryl.
She feels this draw to Gio, and she doesn't know why.
Well, we haven't had enough of Lois watching Gio talk about his parents for us to be fully convinced that Brooklyn is his mom at this point, right?
Yes,
Like,
yes,
there's no doubt.
And Lois looks full of so much guilt.
Yes.
She has guilt written on her
So
face.
much where she's just like, he
Exactly.
feels such things about people who aren't really his mom and dad.
Uh-huh.
So how does this come down though? So what Brooklyn is like, I'm pregnant, and then Lois is like, okay, great. Now's a perfect time for me to tell you, by the way, that you got another kid and he's in college.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, what?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Or they could draw it out. They could draw it out and have Brooklyn have the baby that has a need.
And we only gotta find out because Gio's the only match.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the blood marker we need.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they brought in Nicholas all those years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because they needed him to save Lulu at the time,
Yes.
and Lulu was a little squirt. She was only like 4.
We need stem cells from Gio. Or maybe Gio needs stem cells from the baby. Violet has not left yet. She was in the previews for Monday. Okay, all right. So maybe she'll say goodbye on Monday then.
Oh,
She was packing a bag.
And I think it's going to be so sweet when they're going to have a scene with Violet and Tracy, and of course Brooklyn is just like, I gotta call Granny. I gotta tell Granny. Violet leaves and she finds out after the fact. That's just so wrong.
Yep. So we'll get tear-filled emotional goodbyes. It sucks, but I understand. Like, without Violet's family there, you could really invent something to keep her on the show relevant.
And I felt bad for Brooklyn and Chase because of course she's sad that she's going to leave Uncle Chase and Aunt Brooklyn. She's sad about it, but her initial reaction was, "Yay, I get to go!
I get to go and live with my dad and be away from Garth.
My dad."
Stay away
and
from
she
Garth.
reacted the way she should.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, and then she later on thought, "Oh no, I'm going to miss my Aunt Brooklyn and my Uncle Chase." But the two of them are just brokenhearted.
They're so sad. They keep on losing the babies that they have around them. No more Bailey Lou, no more Violet.
Yeah, they faked it until they made it with Bailey Lou.
Yeah.
And now they're faking it to make it with.
Well, they gotta. So, oh gosh, if go, oh golly gee, Brooklyn, if only we had our own baby that wouldn't move out on us.
Mm-hmm.
Golly gee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shucks.
She's gonna have herself a test kit next week.
And she's going to be like, oh my goodness. Or she's going to have to be distracted and it falls in the garbage can. And then Lois finds it. And she's like, who's pregnant? Monica. Mm-hmm. Monica's and Yuri. Oh my
God. Well, you're pregnant again.
Tracy, I don't believe it. Who's the father? I love Robin and Miss Violet and JoJo, the actor that plays her.
Yes.
Off to bigger and better things. I hope she comes back every now and then. Yeah.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I like little Jo Fael. I think she's a wonderful little actress.
She is. And I also it's interesting because her little kid voice is evolving.
Yes, it is.
She don't sound like this so cute no more. Oh, Uncle Chase, no. She sounds like just a full-on child now.
Yeah,
not like a little
bass
baby.
in her voice now, huh?
Yeah. So noticing that, I'm looking forward to more scenes then on Monday because it just with the added maturity to the voice of Violet brings a different feeling to what it is that she's bringing to us when it comes to the performance coming from Jo Fael Love, who is one of the best child actors they've had on the show in a long time.
Yeah. Jo Fael has been really good. I thought her stuff with Gregory was so good. And I think her stuff at the exit is going to be so good too. And the reason why it's so good is because Jo Fael is really saying goodbye to these people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When Gregory passed away, that actor was leaving. She had a kinship with him.
Same thing with Michael Easton.
Same thing with Michael Easton. It was, I think that, these these scenes are so believable because little Joe Fiel is actually
Mm-hmm.
feeling some,
Mm-hmm.
she's got some feelings behind what's actually happening at the studio. And it's just coming across in pilot.
Yep. Yep. We will see what happens on Monday. Well, I guess when she says her final goodbyes at the airport set.
Mm-hmm.
Going to Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Is they just throwing her on a plane all by herself, or are they going to go with
Yeah.
her?
Yeah.
You
Now
know?
there was a scene this week, and I saw some folks, and I missed it too. I saw some folks on Twitter talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I got the impression as well that they were leaving Ace in that townhouse by himself. Like, y'all just gonna walk out and leave that baby napping.
Yes.
He'll be all right.
He'll be okay. Nobody cares about
Or
Ace.
anything.
Nicholas is
But
in jail, and Esme's
but I
dead.
guess in dialogue they did explain that the babysitter was upstairs, and I missed that.
Elizabeth?
Yeah. But the impression I got was they just walked out and left that baby. Oh, he's napping anyway. By the time he wakes up, Laura will be back.
Well,
I mean,
no,
I said
he'll
to
be okay.
Grandma, I said to Grandma, are they going to leave that baby by themselves? What are they thinking? Come on, writers.
No, Elizabeth was there. She charges them $20 an hour.
The babysitter was upstairs.
Isn't Elizabeth the babysitter, though? Didn't she have a scene with Lucky?
Yeah, but that's what I thought was they walked out and left him by himself. But I guess it was in the dialogue that the provider had gone upstairs, had arrived. But that's not what not how about you guys? Did you think, damn, they're gonna leave Ace by himself?
Let us know in the chat, folks.
He's only 2. I mean, I know he's a terror and everything. They told us over there at the Quartermain house he's a terror, but he does still need to be taken care of.
Oh my gosh, she did, but the nanny showed up. They said they were waiting for the nanny to arrive. Nannies. Rochelle says, Scout wasn't very happy about the news that Sam announced about her surgery. I think the little girl's going to have some good performances. I can't wait. She was worried about her mama, that's for sure. And then Sam was like, it's going to be okay. And my heart shattered. Since I don't have heavy feelings about the fact that Sam is leaving the show and this is the end of the road for this character, I'm able to see the intense sadness and tragedy that this story is, where this key part of so many families, a key part of Jason's life, a key part of Dante and those kids' life, a key part of the Davis life. We've seen it and seen it and seen it. They've reminded us of this as we're leading to the end of Sam, and without being distracted with being so angry that this is happening, this is so sad. Like, my heart is so sad for what I'm seeing, knowing what is going to be the result of it, and just these scenes that are leading into it. Why couldn't the last scene that Sam had with the Davis girls be about Sam? Because this is a soap opera. This is about drama.
And they got to push the
story. And when Sam dies, then they go, oh crap, the last interaction we had with our key sister, our big sister, the one that we all love so much and always went to, was bickering with each other to a point where she left the room, and then we never saw her again.
Yeah. Yes, this is going to be the thing that's going to make the Davis girls say, what have we been doing? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And their grief is going to reunite the Davis girls.
Yes. On top of that, Jason is now going to have to look after Danny.
Yes.
He's now going to have to be Danny's guardian. He's not going to know what to do about it, but his conscience is going to say, I cannot just send this kid to the Quartermain house. I have to take responsibility. So he's going to.
And you know what's kind of sad? It's kind of sad is Danny and Rocco, you can tell that they've written them. Danny and Rocco are brothers. They're brothers. And they're not going to live in the same household anymore.
Nope. They're not going to live in the same household anymore. And then one's mother is going to die while the other one comes back. That's going to cause a problem. Now that we don't have Jake there, we do have Rocco. So maybe that's where some teenage tension and drama can come for the story. This is going to now make Jason now responsible for his kid. He's going to have a roommate that's a teenager. what does this mean? Danny's probably going to act out because his mom dies.
Mhm.
So Jason is now having to do this father thing that he hasn't had to do, which is great for a 50-year-old actor who doesn't need to be jumping off of things. That also pushes Jason and Carly into new territory too, because Jason's going to have to go to Carly all the time saying, what the F do I do about this kid?
Mhm. And
Push.
maybe he'll move in with Carly to raise all these children together.
Yeah, I mean, I need the support. He needs the support. It can't just be us. Or maybe it is just them. And it's like Sean and Mr. Turner from Boy Meets World. Who knows?
Mhm.
Who knows?
Mhm.
Just a couple of rock and roll guys trying to make it. Um, and then also, we have seen what a loving, tight family unit, the Falconary, Davis, McCall, whatever it is you want to say, blended family has become. You can see
Mhm.
Danny and Rocco side by side as brothers. You can see Scout in the mix with them,
Yep.
leaning on Dante, leaning on Sam. Just they are one blended family.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that
Hmm.
is going to shatter and fall apart because of
And you
this.
know that Drew's not going to be there for Scout because he's just too busy chasing booty.
So that yeah, so he's not going to want like Scout to go to Jason or anything. He's going to want her to go to the Quartermain house, but he's not going to be there to be attentive. So
Nope.
there could be drama there too, where maybe Jason's like, "No, I have to do right by your kid." I don't know. I don't know. It could be. It could be that. I'm just saying. The only thing you can do with Sam McCall is kill her because just there's too much that comes from it because she is so important and has been. The
Hmm.
fact that Sam is dying isn't disrespectful. It's insanely respectful because of the huge change that it makes to General Hospital.
It does. It creates a year's worth of story.
And who
Kind of
doesn't
does.
want a year's worth of story because of something your character did?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. I understand there's people out there that are huge, huge fans, and they feel like this is just the worst thing that could ever happen. I, I,
No,
I
I
just,
don't
I
feel
guess I
that
see
way.
potential. I guess I just see potential.
I don't see it as the worst thing that's ever happened. I don't, I think if they would have decided to write off Sam McCall's character in the middle when her and Jason's were in the middle of their,
Mm-hmm.
when they were going to the Noodle Buddha and all that stuff,
Just at the peak
and
of
the
their
Phoenix and
hype, yeah.
the Phoenix and the dragon and all that. If they would have done this then,
Yeah.
I'd have been heartbroken because I really, really, I loved the pairing of Sam and Jason back then. When they were a super couple, I loved it.
Yeah.
They haven't been a super couple in a
No.
very, very,
No.
very long time.
No. And there's a lot out there when it comes to like, well, is it character assassination and all that sort of stuff, and even Kimberly McCall. No, God, what's her name? Sam McCall. Her real name.
Kelly
Kelly
Monaco.
Monaco, Dancing with the Stars. Kelly Monaco's own. Uh, she's even said like, oh well, Sam hasn't been recognizable to me in years. This stems from something that happened between Billy Miller and Frank, and blah 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 blah. I don't know anything about that. I don't know what's true and what's not. I don't even know the details of things because she hasn't shared them. Like she said that Billy Miller confronted Frank Valentini about Kelly Monaco.
Mm-hmm.
For what? In what way? This led to him walking into an elevator and never being seen again. Well, did Billy Miller break into Frank Valentini's office and throttle him? Like, what happened? You know?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if he would, if I don't know. Perhaps he went to Frank and gave him an ultimatum, and then Frank told him to stick his ultimatum down the 10th floor
and
of
you,
the elevator.
and you don't, and you, when you, what you don't do is give an ultimatum in Hollywood.
Now, it usually will not, no,
Especially,
unless you got to have yourself some awfully
you,
big cannolis
you
there
have
in
to be,
Hollywood.
you have to be Maurice Bernard, Victor Newman, Susan Lucci.
Mm-hmm.
I'll change the middle one from Victor to Eric Braden because that's his real name. Like you have to be those three people. Deidre Hall. You got to be one of those folks To be like, you're doing it this way or I'm out of here. And I'm just picking Maurice because he's got a voice.
And I wouldn't necessarily think that necessarily worked for those folks either.
I don't necessarily think that they would do that because of the status that they have. They will have earned it from not behaving that way.
Yeah. I mean, if you've been a pain in the ass for 40 years, chances are you won't last 40 years.
Exactly. So listen here, we're just spinning. I don't know anything about nothing. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody's memory or suggest a truth of something that happened. I don't know. I'm just saying that there's not enough information out there for the claims and the calls of this being wrong and petty and disrespectful. There's not enough information out there for me to say that that's real or not. I can understand how an actor would feel very slighted over not having their job anymore, but they were very emotionally invested in staying on the show for 21 years. I understand. You've been doing it for decades. You don't want to leave. You're going to feel like you've been targeted. You're going to feel like they didn't try hard enough. You're going to feel like you've been left behind. That makes total sense.
And it wouldn't matter what kind of job it was.
Right.
That's the kind of her human response you would have.
Yeah, I mean, anytime
famous or not famous.
Anytime I've been dismissed, I felt ways about it. Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. So I totally understand how someone feels slighted, but facts are not feelings and feelings are not facts. And so until I get some facts, I can't really substantiate one argument over the other. I can see how this makes sense from a creative standpoint, from the edited product. I can see how it makes sense.
The only thing that I found a little odd about it, about the whole Kelly Monaco thing. I mean, I understand too. I understand that when you're a mother, you want to protect your child. I understand that. But I mean, I can't call Matthew's employer and be saying shit. He's 38 years old, y'all.
And you're right. Right.
They ain't gonna listen to me. No. He's 38 years old.
Yeah.
It's not my place to, it's not like he's not in the 10th grade and I didn't think he got the right score. It's not that.
Right. No, yeah, right. Like, hey now, you give my daughter her job back. Like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
No.
But, fan campaigns and rallying the troops and doing petitions and all that, that's totally normal. That happens not just in Soapland. That happens across the spectrum. Shows are saved and moved to other networks because of things like this. So, don't feel like you haven't contributed. Don't feel like you haven't, like if you've participated in these things, of course. Don't feel like you haven't contributed or had your voice be heard. General Hospital absolutely knows how many people are not happy with this decision, but they're sticking to it.
And I'm sure they had a pretty good indication of how unhappy people would be about it before they were ever told. I mean, this is not shocking to them that fans are not happy about it. Or any kind of big change you make in any kind of cast.
Right.
There's going to be a certain amount of viewers that are like, what are you doing? You have now effed up my show.
I mean, I felt that way about CSI. I got to be honest with you, okay? I would love watching myself some CSI with some Gil Grissom on it, okay? So William Peterson, I think his name is. Gil Grissom, center of that show, just with his blue steel as he's thinking, and he would take his glasses and he'd kind of suck on him a little bit, like, oh my goodness, Gil Grissom. I love Gil Grissom. Left the show. They replaced him with Lawrence Fishburne. Mighty fine actor. No problem with Lawrence Fishburne whatsoever, but I did not enjoy the show as much. I was there for some Gil Grissom.
There you go.
Ted Danson was all right. But he wasn't Gil Grissom. And what happened, Ma? What happened? They resurrected CSI for a couple of seasons on Paramount Plus exclusively. And who did they bring back? Gil Grissom. Who watched that season? This guy right here. The second season, no Gil Grissom. They bring back Catherine Willows. Who did not watch that season? This guy right here. So yeah, changing an actor can have a massive change, not only to just one person's personal experience, but millions of people, thousands of people's personal experiences. But if General Hospital and ABC felt like this was going to kill the show, they would not have made the choice.
Right.
Plain and simple. They tried axing Liz once, and the fans got so outraged that they kept her on. Sam just didn't get that kind of uproar. There was an uproar, but must not have been as massive as Becky Herbst's is.
Guess
One of them.
not.
And Chandra reminds us because Chandra she's just wonderful and I love her so much. Billy Miller is no longer here, so a lot of words can be put into his mouth too. We just don't know what, if anything, happened behind closed doors, and it's not our business anyway.
Indeed, Chandra.
Yes.
Indeed.
Chandra says that those fans were a little bit different, though. These Twitter and X fans are dangerous. They are a little crazy. I said that loud because I want them to hear it. What else happened this week? Lucky and Liz acting like teenagers on the couch. Kind of a little reminiscent of the teenage years, you know?
Yes, yes.
I just love it, Ma. I know that people
I
hate
love it
things because
too.
they hate things, but I love this.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. I've always liked Lucky and Liz. I don't care that he was drunk and she cheated on him and he said, "Were you thinking about me? Huh? Were you thinking about me when you were with her?" Like, I don't care about any of that, okay? I don't
Those
care.
scenes are so good.
Great, awesome. I know that they're great. I've seen them on YouTube. They're really, really good. And he's just like disgusted and drunk. Like, I get it. Yep. But I don't care, okay? I don't care. I love myself some Lucky and Liz. And you show me a super couple or a couple that's been on the show off and on and off and on that didn't have their string of just like, WTF are you guys doing?
Well, I'm enjoying Lucky and Liz too.
Oh.
I hope if they pair Lucky and Liz and put them back together, they leave them together for a little while. Because I do enjoy it.
Yeah. Lucky Liz and Rick triangle. Nah, I like Rick with Ava. I think they speak each other's language. Too. I think that he's just dangerous enough for her to be like, yes, this piques this interest of mine, but he's not mafia.
I don't think Rick Hurst is moving back to LA though.
I mean, he might.
He might if it's got legs, he might. But yeah,
stranger things have happened.
Yeah,
maybe he'll be like, "Ooh, this is fun. Maybe I'm really enjoying myself. Let me get myself a small apartment in Los Angeles and come here 3 weeks, and then go home for 4, and then come back for 3 weeks."
You could do that.
He could. You
do that. Yeah. And I've heard stories in the past where, folks, they stay on a sofa bed in someone else's house for a little bit.
Yeah, that too. Hey, Maurice, we got great on-screen chemistry because we're great friends in real life. I have no idea if that's true. Well, why not hang out with you and Paula for a while, huh? Hey, what's Joshua up to, huh?
I have a feeling that Bernard house has got extra rooms.
I would imagine there's at least one guest room. At least one. I thought he had an acting school in Florida. Maybe he does. But maybe you make a little bit more money being on TV than teaching people how to be on TV. Mm-hmm. Or maybe you don't. I don't know. I have got no clue.
I don't know either.
He sure has loose lips with Ava about other clients. It's true.
But Ava and Rick pairing is good.
I like it.
It's good because it kind of like shoves something in Sonny's face a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
And Ava, she cut from the same rotten cloth as Rick.
Oh yeah, totally.
They could really be in their cahoots together, and they could dream up some real crazy stuff together. Super fun stuff. They could. And then that would create a rift between Rick and Molly, because Molly, right now, and that's the one thing her and Christina get along about is they both agree that Ava.
Well, if forced to testify, we both agree that Ava Jerome is the one that did it. It's her, that woman right there.
Which is going to cause a rift between Molly and her dad.
How could you do this? How could you do this, Molly? That's my client. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And what's going to happen when Robert skips town with Holly and a Diamond and a Cody to go wear cowboy hats at Serenity, leaving Molly to be the new DA of Port Charles, huh? DA Molly.
Yeah.
Alexis be like, just after my own heart, you are. I used to be DA. So proud of you. Oh
But
yeah,
they're gonna
I'm a
need a
lawyer
new
again. Where's
DA.
Diane?
They're gonna need to do new DA because Robert will be leaving.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Because he
Maybe.
could be sticking around now.
Who knows?
I mean, I'm a little surprised because, you know, does he, are we supposed to take this as genuine? Like he just genuinely loves two women?
They are equally the loves of his life. I think that's the way he views them.
She's the love of my
Like Anna?
before. No. I'm not talking about Anna and Holly. I'm talking about Diane and Holly.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. No, I think that Holly and Anna are on the same,
But like what they're doing
oh,
here, because he keeps on telling Mac, "Oh no, don't worry about this, brother, because I'm Australian and I got this. I love myself to Diane." And he's like, "All right, brother," and then he leaves. But then also like he's also like, "Hello, Ollie. Hello there." Like he practically leapt out of his seat when she walked into his office the first time, a couple weeks ago. Where he's like, "I was wondering when you were gonna show up," and he was like, not like, "I was wondering when you were gonna show up." No, it was more like, "Hey, you're here," you know?
Yep.
So I don't.
Ready to hear the next chapter in her book of deceptions and cons.
Right.
And of course, and segue segue, right? What was it?
On a Segway?
No, what's the last name of the dude that was in Africa? Sidwell or
Sidwell.
Sidwell.
Jens Sidwell, I think his name is.
No, he's on his way back too.
Yes, because he's not dead and he's killed himself a pilot looking for this diamond that I guess they're going to have to shove into an ATM and then pull the cash out for Serenity.
Well, yeah, and the police know that, hey, there's some kind of rock missing.
Yes. They're starting to pick up the clues. The WSB is Jack Brennan. He leaves no stone unturned. This man is connected. He knows what he's doing. And gosh, just what a good addition to the cast. Honestly, I don't want him to be Jerry Jacks. I want him to continue to be Jack Brennan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because you're Australian doesn't mean you got to be a Jax or a Scorpio.
No, you don't have to be, do you?
and
there's a whole country full of people.
There's a whole country full of people, and General Hospital went. So this is the fun part about going back in time and watching some Days of Our Lives from the mid '80s. Is you can see some of the, we'll call them trends, that soap operas were up to at the time, because in the mid '80s you had the WSB. In the mid '80s we've introduced the ISA in Days of Our Lives. There's a sea of Australian people coming into General Hospital and a sea of English people coming in to Days of Our Lives, and you can just see the trends and it's about the secret agents and Victor Kiriaka's mafioso. It's just interesting to see the same vein that some of the same blood that some of these soap operas have. It's just neat. So the sea of Australians doesn't necessarily mean, you have to be one or the other. I like Jack Brennan as he is. Robert called Jack about the DNA test. Will Jack change the result? I certainly hope not. Oh my gosh. I mean, simply because we haven't had an accurate test on this show, I want to say in 5 years, I don't think we have had one accurate test on this show since we've been podcasting. So we were getting
hopeful because it's not at GH, so we're hopeful that maybe it will be true.
Maybe. They'll give it to somebody who can
get
it. If they can get it. Oh my gosh. Well, hey now, Rochelle and Melissa. We mentioned that they're going to use the diamond to buy Serenity at least an hour ago, okay? So if you're going to give some credit, sprinkle it a little over this way, huh? Between me, my mama cat, and Melissa, and the rest of the chat, we could write this show.
They're going to pull that Ice Princess out of the top drawer there. Robert has it.
There you go.
There you go. Get off this is Serenity Land, lad. Have a good time.
There you go, Cody. Now go and buy yourself a Serenity. Brad and Portia's talk was so good, says Melissa, keeping us on track. Brad's pretty good at that whole being a soap villain, isn't he? Like, oh, so hey, Dr. Robinson. I saw something interesting. You got some time? I don't, Brad. But it's got your name on it. I think you got some time for me.
Gotcha.
Oh. So, yeah,
Yeah.
Portia's caught, and she's just like, listen, if the cops ask you, just tell them what you found, and I'm going to cross my fingers that if I do absolutely nothing, nobody's going to care. I don't know if I agree with this strategy, Dr. Robinson.
Yeah.
But then also at the same time, the hell are you going to do about it?
Mm-hmm.
You made yourself a hasty decision that you cannot take back.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot take this thing back. The only thing you can do is hope that nobody cares. That nobody puts 1 and 2 together like Brad did. But Brad put 1 and 2 together as quickly as another person could put 1 and 2 together.
Well, and everybody has questioned it too. Even people without a medical background have questioned it. You know?
Yeah. 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 Brad was a great marionette to the puppet, Portia, says Melissa. Oh, he's good at he blackmailed her good.
Yeah, I did.
He blackmailed her good. He was just like, hey, so, you know, what would earn me a more favorable review?
Right.
Oh, my God. Who wrote this? Who put those words on paper, huh?
And Brad's trying to turn a new leaf. He's trying to be a good person now. But this was just a gift.
I mean, this is something. I mean, it's not like if Portia has been giving him a fair shake anyway.
No.
So, you know, when it comes down to it, I honestly, listen, there's a sliding scale of bad guy on soap operas, okay? And I don't see Brad as the bad guy in this situation. What Brad is to me is the manifestation of karma.
Yeah.
Karma looks like something, and in this case, it looks like Brad Cooper.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Oh my gosh, they picked a good character and a good actor for it. I've come to appreciate Brad so much more. We talked about it last week. You know, I don't want him to jump off the hospital anymore. I'm happy to have him around, and I want to see what's next.
Yeah, me too. Harry Shin, are you watching? Come on the 10th floor.
Hey, come on down. Come on down. It's still a good idea. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I was just kidding you guys. Relax. I don't want no trouble. You can keep all the credit. We're nobodies. We just sit here in these rooms and we talk about a show. And we put it out there.
Yeah.
That's all we are. You guys are the true force of General Hospital. It's not me.
Without us viewers, there wouldn't be no General Hospital.
That's true.
That includes all of us.
Every single one of us.
Yeah.
Like Melissa and Rochelle and Michelle and Chandra and Cheryl and Jeannie and that's all who's chatted recently. Kaiwan, boom, end of list. And everybody else watching right now, all 37 plus and more. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video now. What else do we need to talk about?
Well, those were the big ones. We talked about the big ones.
We talked about the big ones. Gio's great. Gio's fine. I'm waiting for the Gio thing to pop off. He's cool. He's what he's gonna be, and I think this is gonna help Lois make the decision. Is he's just been showing what a great like big bro he is, you know. So I think he's gonna want to maybe give that to Gio because he's an only child and misses his family so much. He'd be like, I need to tell this kid the truth. He's got a whole huge family right here living in the house with him.
Yep.
Yes, that's where we're going.
Yes.
Yeah. How long is everybody watched?
I hope they write it where he's told and he doesn't find out by accident.
Yeah, like they sit him down and like, Gio, we have something to tell you, and he's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? Well, who's my dad? And Brooklyn's like, I can't tell you. We're like, more mystery. How will Chase react? Chase will be happy. He's got somebody to play baseball with.
Indeed.
That's good. Chase needs somebody to play ball with.
Mm-hmm.
He does. I don't know. I like Martin Gray. I like Cyrus.
I do too.
I like Laura and Lucky and Liz.
Me too.
There's room for a Nicholas. Especially if we're dumping a Cody. We can bring a Nicholas in.
Well, I've been saying now ever since they brought back Lucky, what I want all those Spencer kids back. I want all of Laura's kids back.
And then we find out that Luke's not really dead and Scotty actually just breathed in dirt.
Yeah.
Or we can go the Days of Our Lives route and have the ashes of Luke take over Scotty's body, which is why he's not there. He is off in some investigation, some sort of adventure, because Luke Spencer has taken over his form.
Wouldn't that be nutty?
It would be super nutty. And I'm here for it. Lulu will wake up having killed Sam and bring up Dante as a kid with BLQ. It's not Maxi's bestie. What is this? The Twilight Zone? Put me back under. Put me back under.
I want to be in a coma now.
Oh my gosh. Luke didn't die. That was Bill Eckert. Or maybe Luke did die and Anthony Geary can come back as Bill Eckert.
I don't think Anthony Geary is ever going to set his feet back on U.S. soil.
I think he's done. I think he's happy in his Amsterdam retirement. Who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be super happy with her Amsterdam retirement? You can get away with anything there. I've seen movies. It's called Hostel. Don't watch it. Please don't watch it. All right, Ma. The question was, what year did you start watching soaps? I started watching in like 1991.
I started watching around, I would say, 76, 77.
All right. That's nice.
I was a teenager.
Yeah, I was a little tiny squirt. So the same year that Dimitri made his appearance on All My Children would be the year that I can recall. I'm sure I was watching a soap in some sort of little baby capacity before then.
Me too. But like where I started like watching it.
Yeah.
Turning it to that channel for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was a teenager.
Yeah. I think most people probably would need to be in their teen years to put on the program. Because before then, like it's not Nick Jr. You're not watching it before then.
And I used to be, and when I was a teenager, VCRs weren't all that yet, so you really couldn't like record your shows really. So I was only able to, when I was a teenager, I was only able to watch All My Children because I used to spend the mornings of high school on campus, regular high school. Then I went home, had lunch, changed into my cosmetology uniform, and went to beauty school. So when I came home, that hour I was home, it was All My Children was on TV. It was noon.
Yeah.
So I was able to watch I watched All My Children pretty much 5 days a week because of that. I was able to because of that. So that means I wasn't watching One Life to Live. I wasn't watching General Hospital. I wasn't watching Edge of Night.
No. We were definitely a very serious All My Children family. Very much so.
Because I couldn't, I'm sure if I had been home, I would have been watching them at least intermittently. Yeah. And then, of course, summertime, I did watch them.
Right. As we do. Just ask Eden McCoy, because she hasn't been really seen very much because summer's over. I used to fake being sick, says Charlie. Oh, people just rushing on to watch their soaps before they get a VCR. Oh, that's so cute. It really is. All right, folks, that's it for me. What about you, Ma?
Yeah, I guess that's it for me, too.
I guess that's it for us.
What
else is there to talk about other than this whole Sasha stuff, man? Oh, my God.
Well, that was the shockaroo of the week.
Oh my gosh, of the year, of the podcast age, of the century, of the series. I don't know what to call it, but it was shocking.
I think a lot of us, unless you had like a spoiler ahead of time, which I think that, like I said earlier, they kept this pretty quiet. When she said mother, my mouth went open. I went, what? I think a lot of folks did that watching. What?
But when we're done, Ma, go and navigate to YouTube and take a look at the cover that I did. It's of Holly and Sasha. But it's like this posed picture that they're doing at the Quartermaines. You've actually might have already seen it on Twitter. But it's clearly a behind the scenes shot of them kind of standing next to the staircase, posing together. And I did see it. I gotta say, Ma, it works.
It does.
It works. They look like they could be mother and daughter, in my opinion.
Well, they're both so strikingly beautiful.
And I don't know if this was it, but like the way that they styled the hair obviously was very similar. But then thinking back too, like I don't remember Sasha's hair being all that different than how they're styled in that picture on that day or
Right.
anything. So even if this wasn't an intention, they've had the same hairstyle for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I wonder how long Emma's going to be on. Emma will be leaving again, like she always does.
Yes, yes. Alexis is free. We all knew that was coming. I don't really know what to say about that. Like,
Yeah, we knew that was coming.
we'll talk more about that when we find out who dropped off the gun, because that's the big question. You know,
Hmm.
I knew Alexis wasn't going to go down for this. We knew that Sonny wasn't going to turn himself in. Whether it was Dante speaking up or whether it was Martin Gray coming in the last second, something
Do
was
you
going to
have
stop.
do you have a prediction of where that gun came from?
I really don't. I hope that it's not Brennan. You know, I want it to be something. You
I
know.
think it's a possibility that it's Brennan. I also think it's a possibility it's Jason.
Yeah, I really don't know. I don't know. Maybe it is going to be something like a Brennan.
Hmm.
And then the motivation is, well, if I save Sonny, then Carly doesn't have to go down.
Wouldn't it be crazy if it turned out to be Rick?
Yeah, it would be crazy. I'd be really interested to hear why that would be and what the story is and all of that. That would be
Oh,
very curious
he's
for me because
he.
he's been acting a particular. I don't know why he hates Alexis so much, but he sure does.
Hmm.
He sure does. He sure
Hmm.
does. But that's pretty much that's it. And Melissa says Dante turned on Anna almost. And now he's taking leave of absence because he needs to decide if he still wants to be a cop. That's pretty much what it's coming down to. He needs
Hmm.
to decide if he still wants to be a cop because it is
I
getting
don't.
really hard now.
I think that Dante is feeling like I'm crossing that line even when I know I shouldn't,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm becoming not a good cop.
Right, right. So he's got to use this leave of absence, and I think that Anna was very fair to him about it because he didn't really do anything. He came up to the line. He was honest about everything. Anna is a contracted cast member who's known these people a long time, so she's gonna be sympathetic from a character's point of view. So I,
Mhm.
I, I thought that whole thing was handled well, and I think it's a opportunity for them to, um, yeah, I like Dante as a cop. I don't think they need to change that, but they need
Mhm.
to have him come to some sort of conclusion about something that he sticks to, but doesn't necessarily make him one of Sonny's antagonists.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna well,
I don't know what it
as
is
we
though.
know, Dante's apple cart's gonna be turned on its side
Mm-hmm.
real soon.
Yeah.
So you were gonna see some differences in
Yeah.
Dante. He's losing his Sam.
Yeah. So maybe he won't want to be a cop anymore. I don't know.
Who
I
knows?
don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm getting back on the elevator. Come on with me, folks.
Back on that elevator.
I'm going to change my sweater, change my shoes, because we're going outside. Won't you
Hmm.
be my neighbor? My mom told me growing up that if somebody was like Mr. Rogers ever talked to me, I should run in the other direction.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I still believe it. If you come across an individual that wants you to watch them change their shoes and change their sweater, you run your ass home right away.
Go back down to the first floor. Leave the hospital behind as everybody reconsiders their memories of Mr. Rogers growing up. Get into our cars. I don't think Sidwell cares about anybody that's not Lucky Spencer, Jason Morgan, Anna Devane, or Holly Sutton.
Yep.
So you're safe. Get in your car. Turn that radio to previous episodes of what? Turn the radio to previous episodes of the 10th Floor, which you can find on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. If you can't find it on your favorite podcasting platform, you can reach out to us on Twitter at 10th Floor GH, and I will point you in the right direction. You can also send us an email, 10thfloorgh@gmail.com if you want. It's right here. It's over there. Right there. Right there. There. Hey, Ken Schreiner. Love seeing you on the wall. Hope you come back to the show soon.
Yep. Hope you can. Oh, and you know where those soap opera folks are going heading off to that we're not going to be at next week?
Graceland.
I know. All them
Graceland.
soap opera, all those our lovely GH folks will be in
Hope maybe
Graceland.
maybe we can use our growing notoriety with Day of Days and be like, hey, Graceland, invite us for free.
Wouldn't that be great?
That would be wonderful. Start working on that campaign, folks. We're going to start signing a petition and doing all kinds of nonsense to try to get people to get Graceland to invite us for free to sleep in Elvis's room.
Fantastic. They don't even let anybody up there.
Out of there. Previous episodes of the 10th floor, you can find on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and I think that's pretty much it. Follow us there. Follow our friends, Suds Media, JLJ Media, Pier 54.
Yeah.
Everybody else.
Don't we have a Sunday shift or something like that?
There's a Sunday shift and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still doing that. There's a chat, one called The Chat. Edition Days, you know, with Tony Moore. You know, he's going to host a Day of Days. So, you know, they're really cool. They're up to a lot of really cool stuff. Go check them out. That's all. Ooh, Chandra says, start your holiday shopping now by visiting Mama Cat's store. And there's a link provided. All right, that's it. You can leave a thanks, a super chat, all that kind of stuff if you want. You can donate to the show if you so choose. You don't have to, but you may if you want to. There's options there. Just give it a click a Reno, click a doodle. And I guess that's it. Table at the Tano. What?
Table at the Tano. Table for two at the Tano. I want to go.
That would be fun.
That would be fun.
We'd start doing like a pop-up Tanos. All right, folks. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And we'll catch you next week right here on the 10th floor. Goodbye, everybody. Go spend some time with your families.
Bye.
Spend time with your families. Time with the families. Go spend it.